Welcome to the NLL RPM, which is short for Noble Leaders League Review Preview magazine. In this edition, we'll take a look at the Civilization 4 Noble Leaders League, starting with the league pyramid, Keler's ranking on which the pyramid is based, the mod used and the technical changes to the game and mod. Finally, a preview of the first round of fixtures will be included towards the end of the video. For those interested, let me show on screen the rules for the season's league system while talking about the league pyramid. There is one league, consisting of all 52 leaders found in the game Civilization 4 Beyond the Sword 3.19. The league is divided into 3 divisions: First Division, Second Division, and Third Division. The top 2 divisions will have 18 leaders each, while the third division consists of the remaining 16. After the season has ended, the bottom 3 leaders from the top 2 divisions will be relegated to the division below. From the 2 bottom divisions, the winners and runners-up will be promoted to the division above. In addition, there will be a playoff between leaders placed 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th in the bottom 2 divisions. One semi-final round with winners going into the promotion playoff final. The playoff winners will then get promoted alongside the top 2 leaders. Since we have 3 divisions, it has been a thought process leading to a decision on how to rank the leaders, from best to worst, in order to place them in the correct divisions, based on how strong they are. The decision has been made to use one of Keler's rankings for this purpose. Keler is the username of a person on the Civfanatics.com website that has done a lot of work AI versus AI, ranking the leaders. Keler's results are based on regular Civ 4 games with no human interactions. Groups of AIs have been playing against themselves. There are no rankings, to my knowledge, that is better suited for the purpose of ranking the leaders in this league. You will find a link to his threads over at the Civfanatics forums in the description of this video. There you can see for yourself the work he has done. The specific ranking that has been chosen for the Season 1 of the NLL is Keler's adjusted average overall ranking that is based on the 48 last games of his 60 game run. The mod used in this playthrough is based on the Better Bug AI mod. I've tweaked it and named it Better Bug AI version K. It is my own personal unofficial mod made specifically for the NLL. The main difference between them is all the community-made civilizations and leaders that I've included in my version. I've done that in order to have some more fun with the inclusion of the cup, NLC Noble Leaders Cup. I didn't want just a league. The first season will include the NLC to give lower league and non-league leaders a chance to win something. Changes made. Change 1. Lincoln had a total of 140 points of weights for the victory conditions XML values. All other leaders had totals of 150 points, so I've added the 10 missing points by adding 5 points to space and 5 to Diplo for a new total of 150 points. Change 2. The number of world wonders per city has been limited to 8. This is experimental in nature. It would be extremely easy for an industrious leader with access to stone and/or marble to create all wonders in one strong production city. I wanted to give the opponent to such a leader a small chance of actually getting a wonder or two. Change 3. Another XML change is that the tag initial_AI_city_production has been changed from 10 to 0. The AIs will now have to actually produce all the hammers that the unit or build requires, instead of getting a head start. In the grand scheme of things, it could lead to games finishing later, and even reaching the end without any of the leaders reaching a victory condition. Change 4. A tech prerequisite has been added. Paper now requires alphabet. This is done because it has been decided to add the papal states to my mod, and the decision has been made to let the papal states start with the technologies of mysticism and theology. This results in Christianity being founded on turn 5 in games with papal states in them. However, giving them a shortcut far into the tech tree was not the intention. The alphabet requirement to paper stops that direct route. This change is obviously a debatable one. Depending on viewer feedback towards the end of the season, it may be reverted, but for Season 1, it stands. Change 5. You will discover that the minimap is a lot larger than in regular Civ 4. I have done that, but I needed a lot of help via hints and tips from users over at the Civfanatics forums. I don't remember everyone that has helped me with tips, but I thank you all. Change 6. One Civfanatics user I have to mention is the user F1RPO. He has written the Python code that makes it so that when the replay screen is up and the world history rolls up the screen, the name of the leader that founded the city is mentioned at the end of the line. I struggled a lot with that, and I failed, but he made the code that I use in my mod for that. A special thanks to F1RPO for that. It helps a lot when, for instance, Churchill plays Victoria and I want to know who founded a particular city. Change 7 of 9. The game speed used is called normal adjusted. The only difference from normal is that the last 60 turns progresses 1 year instead of 6 months. This means it is exactly the same as normal until the year 2020, which is turn 440. Turn 441 would be July 2020 and 442 would be January 2021 using normal speed. In normal adjusted, turn 441 is 2021 and 442 is 2022. This is mainly done to avoid having to write down months in spreadsheets. Apart from the game ending in the year 2080 instead of 2050, it has no other impact on gameplay. It is a quality of life improvement only. Change 8. In a normal game of Civilization 4, the diplomatic victory is only enabled if there are 3 or more leaders in the game. This has been changed. Now the Apostolic Palace and United Nations are both possible to build and use with only 2 leaders in the game. For ordinary stuff to go through, I've increased the requirements to 75% of the votes. And for diplomatic victory, it now requires 100% of the votes. The basis for number of votes has also been changed from population sizes to number of cities. Change 9. The last thing to mention is that I have expanded the top 5 cities list to make it a top 6 cities list. I had to mess around a lot in a Python file to do that, but I figured it out in the end. Again, thanks to all the people over at the Civfanatics forums that helped my brain in the process. The map script chosen for this league is the Totestra-mapscript by user vktj at the Civfanatics forums. Totestra is based on Civfanatics user Cephalo's Perfect World 2 mapscript. There does also exist a newer, presumably better mapscript by vktj called Totestra RG32. I have never gotten that one to work. It always generates goodie huts on the map, regardless of whether I choose the no tribal villages option or not. The link to his mapscript thread at Civfanatics is in the description of this video. Each round of the league consists of 26 games total across all divisions. Games are released on YouTube twice a day from Monday, the 1st day, to Saturday, the 13th day. This means each round takes 2 weeks to complete. After each round, there will be a 1-week break in release of new games. This is due to the fact I'm not doing YouTube professionally and will probably need this time to complete recording all of the games for the next round of fixtures. As for notifications on YouTube, I will not put notifications on all the videos. There will be a total of 6 notifications. The first video every 3 days will have a notification, the other videos will not. This means notifications will arrive on Monday, Day 1, Thursday, Day 4, Sunday, Day 7, Wednesday, Day 10, and Saturday, Day 13. In addition, the NLL RPM video will have a notification for it, making it 2 notifications on Day 13. This should make it easy for all interested to follow along, while not making it annoyingly frequent with notifications for those watching my channel that are not Civ 4 fans. Between League rounds 12 and 13, there will be a longer break than usual. This is due to the first qualifying round of the Noble Leaders Cup, the NLC. A decision has not yet been made as to whether the Cup's 2 qualifying rounds are to be recorded and released on YouTube. If you comment on this video with your opinion, you can already now have an influence as to how this season is going to be. I am open to doing both. Please consider that if I record and release the NLC qualifying rounds, the break between League rounds 12 and 13 will be longer than if I don't record them. I have also considered a third option, recording and releasing NLC first qualifying round fixtures as a third bonus game each day from one of the earlier league rounds of the season onwards. That way I would probably only need 2 weeks between league rounds 12 and 13 to complete it. Let me know what you think. The second qualifying round of the NLC is to be played between league rounds 14 and 15. The first round proper of the NLC will begin between league rounds 16 and 17. The first round proper will consist of all 52 league leaders in addition to the 76 non-league leaders winning their second qualifying round fixtures. All NLC games from the first round proper will be recorded and released on YouTube regardless of whether the qualifying rounds are released or not. The NLC final will be the last game of the season. The last video of each round of fixtures will be the Noble Leaders League Review Preview magazine, NLL RPM. It will consist of headlines from the round as well as some statistics. There will be a new rating system for all leaders. Both league and non-league leaders will be rated, and all leaders will start with 1,500 points. Then they will gain points for wins, lose points for losses, and gain/lose points for draws if the difference between their ratings is high enough. Winning a game in the first division will gain a leader more points than winning a game in the second division, which in turn will gain more points than winning in the third division. Games in the cup will likewise be weighted higher in the latter rounds of the competition. The flaw in this rating system will be that leaders losing a lot in the first division will have fewer points in total than those leaders losing a lot in the lower divisions. But at the same time, leaders winning a lot in the first division will have more points than those winning a lot in the lower divisions. The non-league leaders will generally stay slightly above or below 1500 points, depending on how far into the cup they progress. over the course of several seasons, this is expected to correct itself, as good leaders will end up in the first division, where they can earn a lot of points, while poor leaders will find themselves struggling in the third division. One table that will only contain league leaders is the Adelskalender. If you know speed skating, you will be familiar with the term. Every leader will start with 500 points, that is the number of turns in a game, for each of the 5 victory conditions: Conquest, Culture, Diplomatic, Domination, and Space. That equals 2,500 points. Then, if a leader wins Space at turn 400, his or her points will be reduced to 2,400 in total. The faster a victory is reached, the fewer points in the table, the better it is. It is expected that Conquest and Diplo will give the earliest victory turns, and thus most gains in the Adelskalender. However, failure to win one of the victory conditions will make a leader stay on 500 points for that particular condition. I expect that the top of the Season 1 Adelskalender will be a leader that manages to win all 5 victory types. There will also be tables for top 6 cities. For every city a leader controls at the conclusion of the game that is on the top 6 cities list, he/she will gain 10, 6, 4, 3, 2 or 1 point from first place through 6th place respectively. Thus, for each game, 26 points is given. The theoretical maximum during the season is then 884 points for Division 1 and 2, while for Division 3, 780 is the maximum possible number of points. These tables will only count league games. A top of the league table will be shown for the 3 divisions. It tracks which leader ends a round on top. Will one leader emerge early on to stay top of the league for the most part of the season? Will the league winners go top for the first time in the last round? Who will have the most rounds top of the league without winning it in the end? Lots of other statistics will also be shown in videos, but not tracked. You will see graphs, demographics, units, current units built, units lost, units killed, buildings built, current improvements, and current city lists. What is in the demographics screen will be tracked, as well as number of cities founded raised, number of religions founded, and golden ages started, as will number of wars started. Statistics for details about cities, wonders, buildings, units will not. The plan is to have a discussion, come the end of the Season 1, about what stats are worth keeping track of for Season 2 and which stats can be ignored. Not tracking any stats will make for a faster recording, editing, releasing schedule of videos, but it will also make the season less interesting and less attractive to follow. Finding the right balance is the key to success of the league. Let's finish the first edition of the NLL RPM by taking a look forward to the first round of fixtures. Since we have not yet played any games, it is difficult to talk about favorites and underdogs at this moment in time. However, round 1 kicks off with 52nd ranked Montezuma taking on the visiting German leader Frederick in the 3rd division. When you are ranked 52nd out of 52, you cannot be more of an underdog than that. Will Montezuma confirm he belongs rock bottom of the league, or will he prove his ranking wrong already from the first game? One game worth mentioning is the pre-season top-ranked Division 3 leader Darius I, opening his season getting visited by Lincoln, who is ranked 39 himself. Moving up a division, we see the first round of Division 2 on screen now. Suryavarman II is the top-ranked leader in the division. He travels to Vancon for his opening day match as the last game of the round on Saturday in the second week of games. Another game worth mentioning is the early English derby between Churchill and Victoria, Thursday in the second week. Who will get the bragging rights of England until the reverse fixture comes along in round 20? Gandhi, particularly famous for his escapades in the original Civilization game, takes on a visit from Hammurabi of Babylon. Will the wisdom of the ancients prevail, or the gung-ho nuclear arsenal of the young and wild Gandhi? In the Top Flight's opening game on Wednesday, the 4th ranked Pakal II is visited by 18th ranked Peter. If Pakal has the ambition to win the championship, surely a win versus relegation favourite Peter is in the cards. Huayna Capac, probably the favourite among many, despite his ranking of 6th, receives a visit from Hannibal of Carthage, a tough opening game for the favourite, I'd say. The number 1 ranked Sara Jakob travels to the Ottomans to take on Suleiman in his opening game. That is the 26th and last game of all round 1 fixtures. Unless you avoid the spoilers, you will know what he needs to do to go top of the league from the start of the season. Personally, I'm excited for all the games. The rankings themselves are not taken from head-to-head game tournaments, so I expect the unexpected when it comes to who defeats who in this first season of the Noble Leaders League. This has been the Season 1, Volume 1 NLL RPM. I am Kjotleik. You are welcome back when the clock strikes for the next full hour to the opening game between Montezuma and Frederick in the 3rd division.